When talking about immigration, one usually imagines battered boats arriving to our coasts full of desperate people. But immigration comes in lots of shapes. That's why today we'll talk about a shocking new phenomenon named by the experts as native immigration. We'll put a face to the likes of Manuel, Olamilekan, Chen Lee, whose lives have taken a 180-degree turn when they discovered that they are immigrants. Our trip starts in Ireland to meet Chen Lee, who is struggling to come to terms with the fact that she is Chinese.
Me and my boyfriend, we discovered we are Chinese together, so it helped me cope with it. But I still don't know how I get used to it, knowing I'm not Irish anymore. My whole world turned upside down.
What about your boyfriend? How's it affected him?
He actually quite happy because he can now say he has average size willy without lying.
Is there anything that maybe didn't make sense at first, but does now?
Yeah, like sometimes I see old man in the street thinking he was my dad, but actually just a normal Chinese guy.
I see. Overall, has discovering that you're Chinese brought you anything positive?
Yeah, like I used to think I have some kind of liver disease, but now I know it's quite normal, so no need to stop drinking. You wanna finish your drink?
Oh. In our attempt to know more about the phenomenon, we left Ireland to visit Edinburgh, where we were meeting with Manuel, who had just discovered that he's not Scottish. Ready to go? Yep. So, Manuel, how are you feeling?
I don't know. This city has always been my home. So.
But where are you really from?
I don't know it anymore. I thought I was like just a lazy Scot. It turns out that I'm a normal Spaniard.
How has it affected your life?
Well, last week, for example, my employer discovered the truth, and the first thing he did was lower my salary. Now I earn less than a Scottish person, but not as bad as if I was Polish.
And when did you first discover that you weren't British?
Well, a couple of weeks ago I went to renew my British passport, and there they told me that it wasn't a real British passport. It was just like a teddy bear's passport. So I started accepting that I am Spanish. Yesterday I sold my bagpipe and I bought this Spanish guitar, which I don't know how to play. I think I'll have to learn now how to play it.
This must be really difficult for you after your involvement in the Yes campaign.
Oh, yes, because I even bought one of these Catalan flags. Because being pro-Scottish independence, it made sense to support the right to vote and decide. But now that I'm Spanish, I don't feel like that anymore. If they are Spanish, they like it or not. It.
This is really going to affect your life, isn't it?
Yes, of course it's going to change my life. I mean, I've been going out all my life wearing my kilt, proud of being Scottish. And now that I'm Spanish, I've been playing the fool. Because wearing a skirt if you're Scottish is okay, but if you're Spanish, it's just queer as And for example, these tattoos, I can cover those. But what about this one?
But those are temporary tattoos.
Yeah, but what if they weren't?
But they are.
But what if they weren't?
No, but they are.
Okay, what about this one then?
Is that Nessie? These are just some examples of reality extending its tentacles, with cases being detected across the country, except in Wales. Apparently no foreigners want to live there. But where does this phenomenon originate from? A quick trip to the University of York may provide us with an answer. Could you outline your theory in a few words?
Basically, it's a 1,000-page document, but it's mostly padded out with crap, so it should be easy. Really, it's about integration.
And integration is a good thing, isn't it?
Well, no, not at all. Quite the opposite. You see, some people are too well integrated. They learn the language, pay their taxes, hang out with the locals. they forget who they really are. They're a bit like HIV. They get into the DNA of society and merge with it, but without any real harm. It's a bit like a form of gentle HIV. Yes, that would be a good way to describe it. That's why it's the title of my new theory.
A quick trip to Newcastle uncovers one of the most complex cases to date. There we met with Olamilekan, for whom the discovery was especially hard, as he had always been involved in movements for pro-regulation of immigration.
I'm just really confused right now, to be honest.
Immigration has always been an issue for you, hasn't it?
Yes, and it still is. I've been on a lot of marches against the government policy for letting foreigners into the country. There's no room here. We have no jobs. You know what I mean? And now, I'm black. What am I supposed to do? I'm just trying to start a new life. Learn more about myself. None of my friends from Phuket will ever talk to me again, which I can understand.
They didn't react very well to the discovery, did they?
No. And who would? They've been sharing the most vicious and battlefield hatred against foreigners with a person that turns out to be from Kenya. Kenya! What a shithole. They can't even speak proper English there, and they have those funny accents. Oh, I don't have money to buy shoes. Oh, I'm friends with crocodiles. I bet they even wear those loincloths there as well.
Isn't that a little bit racist?
Well, it was racist. I've always been racist. I like it. I mean, I really enjoy it. I've even got this. And now they're taking that away from me. I can't be racist towards black people because I'm one of them. I can say black people's brains are smaller and it would not be racist anymore, which is frustrating. Nothing I say can be racist. Nig. And also, you have to see this. They created a campaign with my face on the poster. I didn't realize this black guy here was me until yesterday.
Is this a global phenomenon, or is it only occurring here in the UK? A journey to London promises to answer the question. Well, I'm here on this very wet morning at the Houses of Parliament to meet with Lisa Smith, the government's immigration advisor. Lisa Smith is the person in charge of a new campaign that will be launched in the coming months. My objective is to discover the official position. It turns out that her office is a 10-minute walk from the Parliament. Let me start this interview with a straight question. How serious is the situation, Mrs. Smith?
Well, just put it this way. I can only imagine one thing more terrifying than a country invaded by immigrants, and that's discovering that you're one of them.
Are there really so many people out there who don't know that they're immigrants?
Hundreds, thousands, and that's a huge problem. It's very important that as a society, we help them.
And how can the general public do that?
It's very easy. Just tell them. If you see an immigrant, just tell them, you are an immigrant, as loudly as possible, in case they're not aware of their situation.
But how can I tell if somebody is an immigrant? Sometimes it's very difficult to tell a native and an immigrant apart. We're not that different.
I know, and that's why we've created giant billboards with examples of how they look, so the public can identify them in order to inform them. It's all part of our new campaign, the Government Office Helping Organize Multicultural Ethnicity Campaign, also known as GOHOME.
Go home?
No, GOHOME. We're going to put adverts on TV, and we even have a website where you can take an English language test to see if you are a foreigner or just really thick.
And the website is?
GOHOME now.eu.
GoHomeNow.eu. .eu.
No. GOHOME now.eu. We have all sorts of awesome stuff. We have t-shirts, mugs, and badges. And we also have dossiers of information. For example, how to know if you might be Polish. You might be Polish if you can't read this leaflet as it isn't in Polish. You're part of organized crime. Or are you a plumber? I could even show you our skin tone chart.
That won't be necessary, thank you. Is the same thing also happening back home in America?
What do you mean, back home in America?
GOHOME. Government office helping organize multicultural ethnicity.
You just told me I'm an immigrant. And you can be one too.
GOHOME.
So, where am I from again?
GOHOME.
Syria.
GOHOME.
Mom, you just told me I'm an immigrant. You know that. How can you not tell me, Mom? Does Dad know?
Obviously, in a discovery like this, there are always other perspectives. What about those who have suffered the pain and heartbreak of being forced to abandon what they believe to be their native country? We asked Stuart, originally from Bangalore, to show us his home city.
So, as you can see over there, it's a castle. No. I don't worry. Oh, it's a horn. You hear that horn? Oh, no, right. Hey, is that not a castle? That's a castle. You're not from here though. You're not from here, no? Okay, right. Hotel it is. Hotel. Your name John? John? No. I thought it was John. It's not John. Ah, noisy, man. It's always noisy in the city. That's the only thing I don't like about my home city. It's very noisy, you know, very, very noisy. John? John?
This one, Anandra Circle.
So it is. Aye, grew up here.
Anandra Circle.
Aye, I grew up here. John? No, it's not John. I thought it was John.
Stuart, who has been relocated to Glasgow, agreed to meet us at his local temple. You were telling me that you're happy with all these people discovering that they're immigrants.
Oh, aye, yeah.
And why is that?
Well, for the first time, the people from here, the English or the Scottish, or whatever they want to be called, will understand firsthand how we, the foreigners, feel.
And how do you feel?
Mistreated, very mistreated. Whatever I do, they'll always think of me as an immigrant. I mean, I've really tried my best to immerse myself in this culture. I mean, I'm waking up, crack of dawn, every morning. I'm drinking 5 cans of Tennent's. I'm betting all the time. I've even attempted to stab some people because I care.
And what would you say to someone who's just discovered that they are an immigrant?
It doesn't matter what colour skin you've got. If you've got dark skin, or even if you're one of those silly-looking ginger people, it doesn't matter. You belong to wherever you feel you belong, and you are whoever you feel you are. Unless you're a Pakistani and then you just pretend to be anything else.
Immigration is a complex issue, but sometimes when you feel different, it's because you actually are different. I'm Takehishi Miyamoto for Tokyo Television. Arigato. Just kidding. Is that Olamilekan? What are you doing with that, Olamilekan?
Oh, my former friends from Phuket told me to go back to Kenya, you know. I don't want to steal their jobs, you know, which can happen because between you and me, they're kind of lazy.